Good afternoon from Julia Carroll and my 2026 weight loss journey. Today is Saturday, February the 7th, 2026. It is day 16 of a whole food diet and like vlog 22, something like that. It's very late. It's about 8:15 today on Saturday, so I'm doing this video late, and I decided to walk since the last few videos I wasn't walking, so I am today. Nothing too new from a food standpoint. I didn't eat a whole heck of a lot. Got a rotisserie chicken, had a chicken Caesar salad. So nothing too new. I don't think I ate quite enough today. I feel a little lightheaded, but it's also 8:15 and I don't really want to eat any more food. So I'll drink more water and then eat a bigger breakfast tomorrow before I go to church. I have to say my praying has not gone so well today, to be honest with you. I've got to fix that. Kind of lost enthusiasm. Not quite sure why. Although I have a lot of things in the works, kind of hobbies starting. While I'm doing a whole food diet, not specifically carnivore, ketovore, or ketogenic, I do eat more meat. But I'm also exploring doing a little gardening to make grow my own food, because I also want to make my own dog and cat food. Since when I'm buying the animals, my cats are having a problem digesting the cat food. It's not going too well for them. And I've had to recently buy like a prescription cat food. The cats still don't do too well on it. So I thought maybe if I could start making some food for them, it'd help. And then my dog is 10, so I don't think making her own food would be a bad idea either. So part of growing some food would be to use it in my dog's food. I do plan this year to grow some yellow crookneck squash, some cherry tomatoes. I'm going to do potatoes or red potatoes, green beans. There's another one. Carrots, because dogs can eat all of that. I just wouldn't feed her all of it at one time. And I know potatoes are not the best for dogs, but my thought process is if I grow it myself and give her a little bit, that's not that big a deal. And then of course I'd eat some of my own food I grew. I want to try it. I got a kick out of growing my own Meyer lemon tree, and it's produced a ton of fruit, and it's been really good lemons. I don't eat lemons and I don't put it in anything. I do slice it up and like to put it in my water or hot water to have some lemon water when I feel like I need something warm, but I don't want coffee. It's perfect at that point. So for me, wanting to grow some of my own food is just, I don't know, kind of a novelty. I do like tomatoes. I like them a lot, especially warm from the sun. Go out and just pick them. My dad used to grow cherry tomatoes in the back, or our backyard. And I remember picking them from, like fresh from the garden, warm from the garden, and they were delicious. And then I've been to some farmers markets where you can buy fresh grown tomatoes, and boy, those cherry tomatoes are good. Like candy, I love them. So that's why I want to grow those. And like I said, the carrots are more for the dog, putting them in the dog food when I make it. But I mean, summertime, nothing better than having a few carrots with a little bit of ranch dressing. That's always very handy. And then, of course, potatoes are never a bad thing. And green beans, to be honest with you, is one of my favorite vegetables. So I'm going to attempt to grow this stuff. I need to clean up my back patio though before I do that. And I have, I'm going to grow stuff in grow bags. I bought an assortment of grow bags because I also want to plant some wildflowers for pollinators. And I'm thinking I might need to plant some basil to go with the tomato plants because I despise tomato hornworms. And if I ended up getting a tomato hornworm on my tomato plants, I think I'd have a conniption fit. I would absolutely have a fit. No joke. The whole plant would end up being, I'd prune the whole plant away. I have a almost pathological fear of tomato hornworms. So this ought to be interesting, but I have a strategy for managing that. I've been Googling and doing some research on YouTube about how to plant tomatoes without tomato worms. Not plant tomato worms, but you know what I mean. And many people have said put basil with it, marigolds. And those would be nice to plant with the tomato plants. Try it out anyway. But I also have a friend who would be willing to pick off the tomato worms should they come. But I'm also going to buy like pest netting to put over the tomato plants in the hopes I can prevent the original moth from landing on the plant to do the eggs anyway. I'm going to attempt not to have tomato worms, because if I have tomato worms on my tomato plants, I'm going to have an absolute conniption fit. My brother once chased me in my house. I was 16, he was 18, so we weren't kids. Like I said, my dad grew tomato plants in the backyard. My brother grabbed a tomato worm, chased me around our house with a tomato worm. And then at the end, he threw it at me and it hit my chest and then fell. And I was like literally screaming in hysteria. And later that day, my brother bought me the original Terminator film, kind of as a, I'm sorry I did that to you. Because it was only after that he realized she has a true pathological terror of tomato worms. So I was pretty freaked out. So my older brother chased me around the house with a tomato worm. It was not fun. I was mad at him. But he did buy me the Terminator because of it. So I guess it was a good trade. Let's see. I have about 1,000 steps walking. Now that doesn't include the 2,800 I did earlier in the day. I went grocery shopping, so I did that. One of my hopes of planting the garden is having something to do, because it will necessitate so many of the plants that I'm wanting to plant will require quite a bit of watering. And grow bags, notoriously, one of the downsides of a grow bag is you'll lose a lot of moisture. So you have to water more frequently. And that's the only thing I can do. I don't have any actual land to plant vegetables, fruit, whatever. I have a patio, so I have to have like a container garden. I had purchased a bunch of fake plants to put in some of the containers I have in the backyard now. And I'll use those as sort of the background. And all of my live plants will be like the fruit and vegetable plants I'm planting. The carrots and the summer squash, tomatoes, potatoes, carrots, green beans, that kind of thing will be the only live things. And then like a couple basil plants and marigold plants, you know. The rest of it is going to be fake stuff, because I have a black thumb and I'm curious to see what happens if I like this, because I'm inexperienced with growing, so I may not like it when I get started. We'll see, but the harvesting might be so attractive that it's worth learning about growing these things. And I'm rather hoping so, because I would like to see what homegrown carrots, homegrown potatoes, homegrown green beans taste like. I know what homegrown tomatoes taste like. I've never had homegrown crookneck squash other than when I bought it at a farmer's market. And that's homegrown, of course, and I liked it. I don't like zucchini as well as yellow squash. And the yellow squash you can buy at the store is so pale yellow, where in the garden it's very bright yellow. So I'm looking forward to that. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I am up to 1271, 1,300 steps. I think I'll wrap it up for the day. Post this and then think about getting ready for bed. So nothing too new or exciting other than my garden I'm going to be planting. But anyway, take care from Julia Carroll and on my 2026 weight loss journey. Bye-bye.